After all these years and all these smiles, let's take a look at why the V-Runs are still my favourite running shoe in 2019. Let's get it rolling. Welcome back guys, Kalclash Fitness. Now today we're talking about the shoe that I've put the most miles in over many years. So I've run in many Vibram Fivefingers over the years, and it always comes down to the Bikila, the Bikila Evo, the V-Run, whatever they might be called at that current moment in time. They're my go-to shoe. They're my favourite, most comfortable, just wonderful, brilliant shoe that inspires me with so much happiness. We're going to talk about why. Now guys, as always, please click on the link in the description if you want to purchase a pair. I've got an Amazon link for the USA now as well, because hey, we like to incorporate our brothers and sisters across the pond as well. So we've got a UK/European Amazon link and an American link there as well. Now we're going to be also following a new review format that I came up with today for when I'm reviewing shoes. I can't remember it off the top of my head, so you're going to have to bear with me as I get my phone out here. We are going to cover, in this order, terrain, what kind of terrain they're suitable for, weight, construction, durability, comfort, value, and then we're going to wrap the video up. So without further ado, let's get it rolling. Okay, let's start with terrain. The V-Run, or the Bikila as it was before this, in my opinion is the most versatile Vibram Fivefinger out there for running. Now you're not going to be able to tackle the most difficult trails or anything like that, but in terms of versatility and the surfaces that you're going to be able to run on, then the Bikila or the V-Run is the shoe for you. And you're going to have to accept my humble apology. They're always going to be called the Bikila to me. It's just what I started in them, and they've evolved into the V-Runs. So if I say Bikila, you know I mean V-Run. Most versatile shoe out there for in terms of Vibram Fivefingers. Now they are the best, they perform the best on tarmac, paved surfaces, so hard surfaces. They perform well in the wet, they perform well pretty much over any paved, tarmacked, asphalted, whatever you want to call it, surface. Nice and hard, that's where they perform the best. Road running. But they perform well on grass, wet grass, yada yada yada. They'll perform well on light trails. Pretty much anything. The most versatile shoe out there in terms of the Vibram Fivefinger catalogue, and it's one of the reasons why I absolutely love them. I can run down to the beach, run along some cobbled paths, run along some light trails, do most of my run on the asphalt, the tarmac, paved surfaces, and really I don't have too much of a care as to where I go. I can go anywhere with freedom and happiness and know I'm going to enjoy my run. As usual, as soon as I start filming a video, someone gets the world's loudest lawnmower out. I don't know what they're doing. Sounds like I think they're cutting trees down, unfortunately, as usual. Anyway, weight, 136 grams, incredibly light, so light that you barely know you're wearing these beasts, okay? There's not a great deal more to say about weight other than you don't get many shoes that are lighter than this, and obviously the benefits of that are you're not swinging these big heavy pendulums around every time you run. So very incredibly light shoe. Not the lightest, but to be honest, when you're down to 136 grams, any more or any less, upwards or downwards of a slight margin, you're just not going to notice. 136 grams, ladies and gentlemen, very light. Okay, let's talk about the construction of these shoes. We're going to start with the sole, or what's left of the sole on these shoes. So the sole is about 8.5 millimeters thick, so that's very thin. In terms of a shoe, very thin. Now it's not the thinnest of the Vibram Fivefingers, so it doesn't give the most sort of real feel of ground perception. However, in my mind, it's, like I say before, it's the most versatile Vibram Fivefinger out there. So that sole is going to be made up of roughly 2 to 3 millimeters of the, I'll show on this one, the sort of rubber pods that you have here for grip, for comfort. And then in between that is a layer of foam, and then which is around 4 millimeters, and then the rest of it is made up sort of by a padded cushioning, very thin padded cushioning there. You have then the midsole, which again is pretty much, I believe this is the midsole here, exposed foam that sits in there. And then the upper, for me, is where this shoe has evolved, which I guess is why it's called the Evo. Has evolved the most over the years. So very, very highly breathable. Air pockets absolutely everywhere on this beast. Now this could be a pro or a con. Obviously, if you're in an absolutely freezing climate, you're probably not going to be wanting to run in your barefoot in these beasts. However, I have run in up to, I think, -4 to 5 degrees Celsius. Don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but in English it's -4, and no problem at all. So I've run these in snow, and once you get going, once the blood's circulating around your foot, blood's warm, surprise, surprise, so your feet, once the blood's flowing through there, you don't really notice it too much. So even in cold conditions, not so bad. Now the pros, obviously, I have run in warm climates as well, believe it or not. I do travel, and these travel with me wherever I go. Incredibly happy to have that ventilation in so sort of Mexico, Dominican Republic, Caribbean, and summer in some European destinations that I've run in. Very pleased to have that ventilation. Absolutely fantastic. So in terms of construct and the way this shoe is built, incredibly flexible sole, as you would expect from Vibram Fivefinger. Very breathable on top. Very thin sole, not the thinnest of the catalogue. I would, my preference in terms of sort of thin sole and ground perception, if I want to go that way, is the KSO Evo. But as I say, just an incredibly versatile, comfortable shoe to wear. Let's talk about durability. Now, as you can see, these beasts have been absolutely worn down to the max, and I have a newer pair of these as well that have been completely and utterly worn down in exactly the same fashion. They will handle maybe 300 to 400 miles until they get to this stage. You might get more out of them depending. I'm a relatively heavy runner, and when I do go out, I like to run pretty aggressively a lot of the time too. So I know a lot of people that can get upwards of 1,000 miles out of these V runs as well. But for me, generally around the 300 to 400 miles mark. I'll continue running on them when they're a little bit like that, just because I've got elephant skin on the bottom of my feet. But generally speaking, 300 to 400 miles. Now, for the amount of joy these are going to inspire within your system, I feel personally that I get a lot of value for money out of that. Like I say, if you follow the Amazon link down below, I find that is the absolute dirt cheapest place to buy a pair of Vibram Bikila Evos or V-Runs. My brain just can't keep up with that. Amazon has the best deals. I find that depending on what size you are, it will give you different price, but most competitive prices for Vibrams are on Amazon. So check out the link down below. They're going to set you back anything from, I don't know, 75 quid or $75 up to 115 pounds or $115. So they're not cheap. They're not cheap by any means, but you get what you pay for. You can get bargains. Like I say, have a look around on Amazon. For me personally, they provide me with a lot of value and a lot of joy. That's going to be, everybody's different, so you've got to put your own value on things. Maybe you want to go out there and buy a pair of Merrell Vapor gloves that you can normally pick up for about 40 to 50 pounds or dollars. So value is personal to the person. Make up your own mind. For me, I would put Steve Kalclash seal of approval on these beasts in terms of value. Okay, let's talk about comfort. Now, comfort is obviously going to come in all shapes and sizes. Everybody's different. Everyone has different shaped feet, different sensitivities and all that kind of thing. I would say with confidence, and I've run in most Vibram Fivefingers models. Hello, got a look here. That this is the most comfortable. This is the most comfortable shoe of the Vibram Fivefingers catalogue. And the reason for that, why the hell am I doing that? The reason for that, I can't tell you, but I can tell you this, that I've run the most miles in the Bikilas or the Evos, whatever you want to call them, and I've never had any trouble with blistering on my upper foot, anything like that. So obviously your lower foot, when it's not conditioned in any Vibram Fivefinger, when you're running barefoot, you're going to get your skin hardening on the bottom there. However, I've had no rubbing, no chafing, nothing that I sometimes have in other models. I've never had a problem in a pair of Bikilas or Evos. The most comfortable model out there, in my opinion. Just you put them on, you don't know you're wearing them. Absolutely fantastic. As I say, this upper barely exists. The lacing is very well protected and padded against your upper foot. You can have them super tight if that's your preference. You won't have any pain. And yeah, no chafing in the toes, no chafing in the arches, no chafing on the heel, no rubbing on the heel. Absolutely fantastic. As I say, you slip these on, you don't know you're wearing them. Happy day. Okay, to wrap things up, the V-Runs, absolutely fantastic shoe. I hate the fact that every time I say V-Runs, it takes me about a second to remember their actual name. They're the Bikilas to me, they always will be. I love these shoes. I'm so grateful that they exist. I probably wouldn't be a runner if not for these V-Runs. I'd love to hear your opinions down below. The next review I'm going to be coming up with is the KSO Evo review. That's coming up soon. And then following that, is going to be a direct comparison between these bad boys, the V-Runs, and the Bikila Evo, the KSO Evos. So the KSO Evos versus the V-Runs. Oh, brain, come on, kick into gear. That's coming next. So hopefully for that video, I'll actually be able to remember the naming conventions. And Vibram, if you're watching this, please just keep the same names for your shoes in future, because you're confusing the hell out of me. And I've been running in these things for about 8 years now. So please, just do me one favour. I know you know you're not going to do me any other favours, Vibram, but do me that one favour. Keep your naming conventions of your shoes the same. As always, guys, you know what to do. Leave in the comments down below what's your favourite Vibram, why, what videos do you want to see from Steve Kalclash Fitness. Get out there, enjoy the weather, whatever it might be, wind, rain, shine. You know what to do by now. Keep it rolling.